big fucking game. When you play for Leicester Tigers, that's the game. And you fucking kill the opposite man. All it is, boys.
Leicester is a city that is situated in the East Midlands of England, rich in sporting history, famous for its football team, the Foxes, and of course its rugby team, the Leicester Tigers. Tigers are steeped in the history of rugby, winning a number of Premiership titles and back-to-back European titles in the early 2000s. The club is a giant of the game. Over the last 2 decades, they have produced some of the best rugby players on the planet, and their identity is the embodiment of the English rugby ethos. Hard-nosed, ruthless, and at times unforgivingly brutal. We go behind the scenes to see what it takes to become a Leicester Tiger, going on a journey with the Academy hopefuls over the course of their championship. We see the laughs, we see the pain, and we see what it takes to make it at the highest level. RugbyPass presents the Academy.
In the year 2000, we put the first full-time academy together with Dean Richards, who was head coach here. Then 2 years later, the Rugby Union came in and put 14 academies together in the country, but we were already ahead of that. We've always had a good youth system here at Leicester, brought on a lot of young players, and a lot of them played for England under 18s, 19s, 20s, senior squad.
There's loads of coaches on the ground, about 40 coaches that work every week in 8 centres across the region. A group above that, under 15 and 16 players, and their coaches, an ACE programme at Brooksby Melton College, and then there's 5 coaches that work in and around the academy group, plus physios, S&Cs, a psychologist. So yeah, it involves a lot of people.
I came to Leicester in 1976, went on to play 390 odd games for the club. I had played for England once before I got here, but it cemented me an England player in the early 80s. When the league programme started, the first league season was 87-88, and at that time we've always had letters on our shirt, but I think when the Premiership in 98 decided to put numbers on the shirts, I think the Academy made sure that they continued having letters on their shirts. So, I was very proud to wear the letter O.
When I first started rugby, Leicester Tigers was always the big local club, and I didn't really understand what it meant until I joined the Academy, and you understand the history, the tradition of the shirts you wear while you're playing for Leicester, so it means a lot to me to kind of wear that C shirt.
The Academy started that love for Leicester Tigers. I had that love before, but when you come into the place and you start to realise what the shirt means, you start to recognise the opportunity you may have of playing at Welford Road, you get to sort of meet some of the first team players now and again in the physio room or wherever around the place. It was a very good experience, and I said it's probably the first time you drop that seed in of what's expected of you as a Leicester Tigers player.
You've got a lot of young talent coming through. They have 3 years in the academy, to hopefully learn the trade of the club.
We are very, very selective. There's certain challenges here, there's certain demands that suit players and would rule out other players. They've got to be able to commit to the programme, commit to what we're asking them to do. They've got to be tough and they've got to be committed. They've got to have the physical ability or physical potential to play the game at the top level.
There seems to be a new sort of era of academy players coming through right now that are just really willing to work hard at all times, and that's really good for the senior boys.
People say it's only a game. This place is more to me than that, and it has been for a long time. It's helped me through some really tough times.
Other clubs talk about it, being a family, but I don't think all the setups I've been in, there's never been a kind of more of a close-knit family than here. The S&C staff are very close, the physio staff, everyone wants to kind of be better and make Leicester Tigers a great place.
It's about being tough, mentally and physically.
To be a Tiger, every side that puts that Leicester shirt on, you expect to win, and that's what was bred very much so in the academy.
bring that foot
For you as an individual now, what does the best prep before Saturday look like?
Crouch! Bind!
And then for us as a team now, what does the best prep look like?
Another day we just trying to make it way now. Trying to every single day now. I hit these rappers trying to talk about it, trying to get involved, and they would rather catch a wave now. How cool is the
Northampton are a very set-piece orientated club, so we're just looking to make sure that the lads are sticking to the process and doing everything that we've worked on over the past few weeks.
We're still well off, eh? We're still well off. Okay, do we all understand what that first and second squeeze looks like on that extension? Yeah? We've practiced it enough, haven't we? Okay, let's go and practice it now. Let's get it right on that machine. Let's go.
When you're working with development players, you're never really, never happy with where they're at, and we're always trying to get them to a stage where they can walk out and train with the big boys.
1, 2, 3, squeeze! Squeeze! Come on, change those guys around. Lost the engagement. Yeah, that hunch.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's intense. It is really intense, but I think it helps you get better as a player. Sort of the academy where they push you to get better each session.
Yeah, I think they get the right balance between hard work and fun. But yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's a good environment to learn.
You can always tell, okay? You can always tell by the first engagement how much the team's up for it, how much a pack is up for it. Whether that's the first tackle, that's the first engagement into a scrum, that's the first defence of a maul. Okay, you can always tell. Every first involvement, it's about the first involvement on the weekend. Okay?
Defensively, what's really important for us there?
Just staying open, really.
When we're making sure if we jump, not going too far in front, because if they drive, then they've got no one.
Okay. Another big bit for that is we cannot jump into the right, we cannot jump into the gap. All right?
Oh yeah, I put my whole life on this. I put my whole life on this.
Why is it so important for a jumper to get set? It's for the benefit of who? The lifters, lads. Okay, so if you're going straight into a jump, okay, they're never going to get a hold of you. All right, so you've got to give them a base and something to set on. Okay, so as soon as we come in there, again, we set, okay, and we get a good lift on.
Pulling up, sitting on the Rizzo. Dope boy got a bin. Now I need a bin. I want a car.
Yeah, so just training like on Monday and then playing on a Saturday. It brings you closer and closer as a group, so yeah.
That was one of our big things during the summer, is bonding as a team, so that when we get into a CAD league, we're just a unit and we all work really well together and we all play really well.
A lot of you will have had a look at Saints play as well, so I'm just going to ask leaders to come up, talk about how we want to play on Saturday and why we want to play that way.
Right, so our main defence goals for this week are trying to set really early because they like to play wide.
It's a really nice environment with boys that are good lads, and so you feel it's easy to get better when other players around you are also wanting to get better, and they want you to get better because it'll help them on the pitch as well.
Yeah, okay, I'll offer you costume, I'll offer you Billy out wide, I'll be the barrel outside you. Forwards always look to be an option, and then they'll make everyone else's life so much easier.
So let's just make sure we're maintaining that energy, maintaining that, especially against Saints, that consistency in everything that we do, so that we can put the pressure on and keep the energy for the full 80.
I really enjoy it. Love playing here with all the boys. I was lucky enough to play last year. It's good to see them all progress through to the development squad and play first team in Anglo Welsh. So that's really nice to see as well. So it gives you like a bit of motivation to get there in the future. Yeah.
Have a think about how we're using our shoulder, how we get into the leg.
The discipline side of things, everything down to having black boots, making sure your hands don't come on your hips, showing that you're tired, and it shows you that we've got really good core values and we work well as a squad because of that.
It's a good group of lads, so yeah, it's just pushes you in training. It's a good environment to be around.
Have a go here at getting head on top, shoulder on top, and then get to leg, Harris. Have a crack, let's go. What are we as coaches now holding you accountable for in attack?
Speed to set. Speed to set.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Play that one, Links! Lovely, Archie! A couple of times when the ball's gotten out and got to the edge. Any thoughts on how we've changed the way we're defending there?
A couple of times we tried to play out the back of like a rhino, and like we've seen, there's nowhere to go.
Speed to set links, speed to set links. So we're tracking much better, we're talking and nominating much better. Ronnie, I've seen you do some much better stuff in that space.
Boys, breakdowns, if you haven't won it, leave it alone. We need players on their feet in the back line. If it's there to go, by all means go for it.
Quick throw, Luke! Quicker, stronger lift kid.
When we did that last week, nobody said anything, we just went straight in. This time, everybody's gone on.
We had a chat to start about what we wanted to achieve. Plenty of time, we just keep the ball, emphasising on trying to force a penalty or attacking when the option's on.
How did that feel to when we previously done this afternoon? It certainly felt a lot more purposeful, felt a lot more directed. So when we're out there Saturday, think, well, how does that impact on us? If we go through bad spells, how are we going to have those conversations on the pitch?
Things change, now you're cold-blooded. Every time I try to talk, you're only trying to get blunted. I remember back then, where we was both cool, getting into trouble, never followed.
The blue mat is out. So, we have an opportunity. We have some prizes. It's Christmas time.
A normal Friday session will be kind of some speed power work for half an hour and 15 minutes of upper limb. We do things with them that I probably wouldn't do with a first team player because I'd rather them be at 98% in the game on Saturday so that 2 years down the line they're at 110%.
There's going to be a special prize for climbing up, down, so consecutive. Yeah. So there's going to be some extra prizes. For those of you who are close, this is your chance to earn your protein shaker, and not only that, protein chocolate flavour is out there. Good?
I try and take a lot more of a long-term picture, so yes, we're playing in Saints this weekend and that might be very important to the boys, but for me I'm looking at them as a 2, 5, 10 year project.
The whole environment, you get involved, so the whole experience is all, you've got to switch on, do what you need to do. And you get the benefits from the field, and that's probably the best part of it.
It's 5 days before Christmas, and the lads go to cook for the local homeless people at the Hope Centre in the inner city. Leicester Tigers have always maintained a close relationship with the community, and it's key that the young players keep the tradition going and see a different, less fortunate side to life in Leicester.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm one of the trustees of the Burridge Homelessness to Hope charity. We've been running for 10 years, feeding and helping the homeless and vulnerably housed people in Leicester.
Fundamentally, it's about the boys having to cook something for a real purpose, and it makes them a bit uncomfortable, if I'm honest, and gets them out of the bubble. You know, they live in a bit of a bubble. It's about them appreciating what they've got, appreciating what they get, having to do something real, having to actually help each other out, and you know, actually puts them under a bit of pressure to use skills that they may or may not have, and yeah, puts them out of the comfort zone really.
We're also pleased to welcome the Tigers Rugby Academy team tonight. They're from the field.
Tonight we've got the Tigers Academy squad come to cook the food, serve the food and give it all out and wash up and everything. It's absolutely fantastic to be linked with the Leicester Tigers Rugby Club, not just the development squad who've been down before, but also with the first team. We're also Charity of the Year for the Tigers this year, so the support we get from them is absolutely fantastic.
It's game day, and the team head a few junctions down the M1 to face local rivals Northampton, another English powerhouse that bears a lot of similarities to Leicester's culture and history. The lads know it's a big game, and it will definitely have that added edge that a local derby game brings.
Boys looking forward to a challenge. We played some half-decent stuff last week. We're a little bit disappointed in a couple of areas, particularly some of our attack we thought was a little bit blunt. We want some more options from ourselves in attack, and defensively we need to be quicker with our setting, much quicker off the ball, working harder, and then trying to be more dominant physically.
Our level of talk, our level of nomination, our speed to set isn't good enough. We can talk about it all we like, it's not happening now. Sort it out, you've got 10 seconds. You've got 1 minute, then you're swapping, you've got 1 second.
I would try to fit away. I would try to fit away. I put my whole life on this. 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 Yeah. Stop.
Boys, we're together, yeah? Everyone's tight. This is the fucking game. When you play for Leicester Tigers, fucking change, that's the game. And you fucking kill the opposite man. That's all it is, boys. One person scraps, we're all fucking
We haven't filled the field properly, so we can't get the line speed. We need to fill the field.
Work on the floor, latch and smash them with clear outs. Attack them, don't just win the race.
We started passive, boys, as Drew said. Yeah, we spoke all about it inside, right? And we didn't come out and do it, yeah? Towards the second end of the first half, we raised it a little bit. We've got to raise it more, boys. Yeah, everything we spoke about, how much this badge means, how much this match means, we've got to raise it to another level.
It's their kick-off now, we've got to exit well, okay? Yeah. Exit well, we need points on the board.
Hold that momentum.
Let's keep building momentum, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Let's go, lads. Go, boys, come on.
certainly exposed us in a couple of areas that we'd been trying to work on, and there's a lot of work for us to do. Yeah, nice. It looks nice on the scoreboard, but in reality, we want to be better than that. We've got to be better than that.
Boys, quickly from me, congratulations on the win, especially against that lot over there. That first 20 minutes, that's not a level, boys. Personally, I'll judge you against Leicester Tigers level. I don't care what anyone else does, where you come from, where you go. I'll judge you at Leicester Tigers level, and that first 20 minutes wasn't good enough. So next week, that first 20 minutes, we're going to see a massive improvement in firing out the blocks.
We're in this 5-10 minutes, and we fought our way out and got to a really good scoreline. Credit to you for that.
I think it's important they get a bit of time off, because it's not just rugby where they're spending their energy. There's a lot of other school rugby as well during the build up to this. So we're saying to lads, look, you've just got 7 days off now. We'll do a little bit of review at the back end of next week, train Saturday, and then back into it the week after that.
Well, the scoreboard suggests a comfortable victory at 53 points to 12. Like Jamie and Matt both said, there's a lot to work on. This team can't rest on its laurels as Wasser come into town in 2 weeks, another local rivalry that will be sure to test this team to the fullest. Can the Tigers get out of the blocks quicker than they did against Northampton? Can they bring the same emotion and the drive that's taken them into the last 2 games? Find out next week, here on RugbyPass.